Hey everyone, it's Haze and we are once again going to do the Miraculous Monday meme review where my friend Hedge finds me the very best memes from across the internet. However, before we start, I found a meme, a non-miraculous meme that I want to share with you all because I was just like, that's basically the meme review in a nutshell. Forget long story short, I'm going to start saying a short story long and start telling you the most useless information of your life. It's basically what it is. So, welcome to the meme review. I've got quite a few new subscribers recently with all the spoilers coming out, so that's basically what the meme review is. A friend of mine finds a meme for me to react to for the first time. I've never seen any of these, and then I ramble about some things that are relevant to Miraculous and some things that absolutely aren't, but we just have a nice time. Let's start. So the first meme, we have Chloe. It's a ridiculous opening. In the daytime, I'm Chloe, just a pretty girl with an exceptional life. But there is something about me. Everyone knows it. I can't keep a secret, neither can Nino. Anyway, I'll stop. I know a lot of people were like, oh my god, Haze, you need to keep the same energy for Kagami, unable to keep a secret as well about Ladybug's identity. And I was like, I did. I'll call them both out. They're both rubbish. Neither of them should be on the team. I do feel bad for her though, like, Chloe just wanted love and acceptance. Like, what was Nino's excuse? None. What was Kagami's excuse? Also none. I don't get why Kagami had to know. Arguably for the play and representation, but Kagami finds out in episode 12. That doesn't happen until episode 24. So even if she was unsure, because at the start of representation she's a bit like, I don't know if it's her, why wouldn't you just try and find out? Which I also don't get. So she's akumatized again in episode 16, protection. So by this time she's had like a week or two to be like, maybe it's Marinette, maybe it's not, I don't know. She gets akumatized though, and your mission as an Akuma villain is to go and get the Miraculous. And also Kagami was additionally upset with Marinette because Lila had manipulated her, right? So why wouldn't she, even if she didn't share that information with Monarch, why wouldn't she then use her power to go after Marinette for that? But she doesn't. She goes after Marinette but then kind of leaves her. Doesn't quite add up. Most of season 5 doesn't add up. But I think I view Chloe's as quite differently because she is being abused. I do think Kagami's being abused as well by her mum. But I don't particularly feel that was the reason she told Felix Ladybug's identity. I think I view it quite differently with Chloe because she wanted acceptance from her mum and acceptance from Ladybug. So maybe it is a little bit hypocritical of me to be like, yeah, I don't mind so much for Chloe, but I do view her quite differently because of everything she's been through, you know? Next meme. Cat Noir, who always helped and trusted Ladybug, always sacrificed himself for her, believed in her when no one did and never betrayed her. Best boy. And yet Marinette still trusts Alia more to tell her about Monarch's identity and the wish, even though Alia believed a fake Lila over her for 5 seasons. Yes, agree. 100% agree. I can take Cat Noir not knowing her identity. It annoys me, but I'm like, okay, whatever. But at the minute, as far as we know, she hasn't told about the wish, hasn't told about Monarch's identity. Like, he's got to be asking these questions. Like, I don't get it. And one thing that will always annoy me is in Confrontation? Yeah, Confrontation, where they finally find out who Lila is. Apparently, because I said it in my analysis video of the episode, that in the original script and the original storyboard, they had initially in an apology from Alia and then an apology from Miss Bustier. And for some reason, they decided to get rid of the Alia one and keep the Miss Bustier one. Whilst I do think that the Miss Bustier apology was important, I don't think it was anywhere near as important as Alia's apology. Like, especially since Gang of Secrets, Alia has known Marinette is Ladybug, and the lie Marinette was calling out Lila for in Volpina was that Lila isn't friends with Ladybug. Ladybug doesn't even know her. And after Gang of Secrets, Alia knows, well, yeah, that's true because Marinette hates this girl's guts. So Alia surely should have known since Gang of Secrets that... Why did she need to wait a whole extra season to find out Lila was lying? She should have been able to work it out between Gang of Secrets and Mr. Pigeon 72. and it will always annoy me. Don't get me wrong, I love Alia, I love her so much. I don't have any sisters, I have 3 brothers, but if I had a sister, I would want her to be exactly like Alia. I absolutely adore Alia. But sometimes she really annoys me. Anyway, next meme. And you know, I appreciate it, because if you didn't like make it seem enjoyable, I wouldn't watch it. You make everything kind of seem enjoyable, except the Ladybug and Cat show. I'm glad my enthusiasm is helpful. That makes me want to die. Makes me want to die. Oh, I was about to say, is this a hedge text to someone? No, it's not. It's from Ellie Online? Ella Online? I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly. Wow. I think definitely, I was having a conversation with my youngest brother about this. We've been watching the new Star Wars spin-off show called Acolytes. It's not been my favourite one. I don't mind it. I quite like the story, but yeah, it's not my favourite one. And we were just having a discussion about it, and as much as I like Star Wars, I wouldn't class myself as being part of the Star Wars fandom. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it, but other than my brothers, I don't really talk about it with anyone else really, and a couple of other friends. I don't join in on any like online discourse about Star Wars, so I wouldn't really class myself as part of the fandom, even though I really like it. And one thing he always says to me, because like, I asked him like, well, how is the rest of like the fandom receiving it? Because he is more involved in online discourse around Star Wars. And he was like, oh, they absolutely hate it. And he said, and I think this is quite true of a lot of fandoms, that no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. And it really reminded me of Miraculous, that no one hates Miraculous more than Miraculous fans. And I can't speak to why the Star Wars fandom is the way it is, but I actually have a bigger video about this coming out, hopefully next week, is that the fandom is very split between people who hate it and it can do nothing right, and the people who love it and the show can do no wrong. And there's a very small group of people in the middle that I would like to think I'm in, who are like, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, and those people aren't afraid to give criticism when it's needed and give praise when it's deserved and stuff, which I personally would class myself in the middle as. I do think I've definitely gotten more critical over season 5, but that's only because I didn't think season 5 was very good. I absolutely loved season 4, and one thing I'm always really happy about, and perhaps it's because I'm a little biased to season 4, is that that was my first season making videos about the show. One of the first episodes I reviewed was the New York special, and then obviously there was that big break between the New York special and season 4, so the next thing I reviewed was Furious Foo, which was the first episode to come out, wasn't it, of season 4. So perhaps I am a little biased towards season 4. I know not other people like as much as me. I think most people's favourites is season 2, but in my mind, in terms of my YouTube videos, I definitely feel all my season 4 analysis were much more positive than my season 5 analysis. Don't get me wrong, there are some season 4 episodes that I don't think were very good. Ephemeral was an absolute letdown. I remember everyone being on Twitter, like Thomas and Ezra, and everyone being like, oh my god, it's unmissable, it's going to change everything. And I'm like, you can literally skip it because it changes nothing. If you skipped Ephemeral, just went from Dearest Family to Kura and Echo, you wouldn't know. It's so silly. The only good thing about Ephemeral is we get to see a transformation kind of sequence for the space power-ups. Best part of the episode. And there are some great episodes in season 5, like I think one of the best episodes, the episode I ranked the highest, was Pretension. I love Transmission and Deflagration. I love Reunion. Emotion's not bad. I know a lot of people love Emotion. There were some great episodes in season 5, but I felt like overall it was a letdown. So I do feel like I have become more critical, but I also feel that it's warranted because I do genuinely feel season 5 wasn't the best. But it hasn't made me less enthusiastic about the show. Like the amount of comments I get sometimes like, oh, you're just making videos for clout and you just hate the show, and I'm like, no, this is actually my favourite TV show. But I'm also not afraid to say when I think it's bad. I do come at this from a professional writer. This is going off on a massive tangent. But for example, so over on TikTok, I don't make Miraculous content, I make content about books and reading, book talk if you will. And at the end of the month I make little videos reviewing all the books I read that month, and other people do the same. And when I watch them, they are, I guess it's just the way they read, because a lot of them aren't writers, they're just like, yeah, I really liked it, 5 stars. I think I've only like read like what I would have classed as 3 5-star books this year, because I'm so much more harsher, because I'm coming at it from a writer's point of view as well as a reader's. Like at the minute, I'm just about to finish Scythe by Neil Shusterman, and I don't think it's a bad book. I've read better books of his, like Challenger Deep, amazing book by Neil Shusterman, and I like the overall concept of Scythe. It's about killing people. Not like a science fiction world where everyone has immortality but you can be killed if you're selected by a scythe. I like the concept of it, and I like how uncomfortable it makes me feel, but I really feel like it's lacking in terms of relationship establishment, showing rather than telling. It just tells you who's in love with who, and I'm like, oh thanks, great. And I have zero clue what any of the environment really looks like. It hasn't described any of it, and I'm like, I don't know where I am. So the concept's good and it's easy to read, and I like that it's pacey and the dialogue's really good, but it also has some pretty big downfalls in my opinion. So yeah, I think because maybe I am a professional writer, I can see it from both sides, because no, it's not nice to have something you've worked so hard on for so long to be torn apart, but also at the same time, I also don't think it does any justice to just pretend it's good and say it's good when it's not. You gotta do both. But I'm still enthusiastic about the show, going back to the meme. I still love the show. A lot of people who no longer like the show stop liking it at the end of season 5 or whatever, just stop watching, and that's fine. And whilst I'm not the biggest fan of the season 5 finale, I'm excited to see what they do next. I still like it, just in a different way than everyone else. Anyway, next meme. Oh god. Meet plot armor women. She has 3 identities, bro. She's fooling her parents, bro. She's a secret basement. She's going to win against 18 holders. She is smarter than Felix. Felix isn't smart. Her potential is crazy. Outsmart Gaby Baby and steals Miraculous. Oh, she can't do that. Rely on teleportation and plot convenience and steals Miraculous off screen. They call it 007. 0 elite feat. 0 actual wins. 7 what? She's going to be... Oh, she's going to surpass Gabriel. Glazed by Thomas and for what for? Give me characters, brain cells, give me fire, give me a wig or I'll retire. Actually outsmart characters, reduce their brain cells and destroy Alia's character. All that hype only to get owned by Chloe's laptop. Always will and would, but never is. She does have some good plot armor, but I'm just like, I always find it funny because her lies are really bad. Like the Ladybug line when she came with Volpino, like, you're my best friends. I'm like, okay, yeah, fair enough, no one can dispute that. But pretty much everything else she lies about does, like it says, reduce their brain cells and destroy Alia's character. It does rely on the rest of the class being like, yeah, that checks out, and just not do some basic Googling about it. You know what I mean? Her lies only work if the person she is lying to is stupid. And we know Alia isn't stupid. We know Max isn't stupid. Objectively, Marinette and Adrian, who know she's lying, aren't the smartest people in the class. I'm not saying they're stupid, but to me, in terms of intelligence, Alia and Max, absolutely the most intelligent people in the room. And they have no idea. It just doesn't make sense. And then I think it's in the episode Miraculous. Natalie's like, maybe we could use Miss Rossi's psychological talents, as in her talent for lying to people and getting them to believe it. And I was just like, Natalie, what are you talking about? She's terrible at lying. I hope she does better as a villain though this season. I do find her interesting, but I think that's largely because I don't know the reason she's doing any of this. I would like to find that out this season. Anyway, next meme. Dying Natalie about to shoot his ass with her crossbow. Gabriel. I kind of wish she had, to be honest. She was so amazing all season. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with her. Part of me is like, she's been through a lot. Physically, emotionally, just give her a break. Let her just chill and be Adrian's nice one. But also, I really want my theory video I did on her the other week about how she kind of teams up with Lila, not because she wants to, but in order to stop Adrian finding out who his dad is. I just think it would be really cool to see. Basically, my main, like, desire for Natalie's character is that they basically don't just, like, not write her off the show, but just kind of have her in the background. And whilst I want her to be a supportive mum figure, parental figure to Adrian, I would love that. I don't want them to stop her development because, like, her part in the arc is over now that Gabriel's gone. Tomaway seems to be up and coming as a villain in the show. Her helping Lila more, or maybe she has her own agenda, I don't know exactly. But I don't want them just to kind of like leave Natalie on the sidelines. She is one of the best characters and I would be so sad if they don't use her. Like, they've made so many mistakes in the show in terms of writing, but one of the things, in my opinion, they got absolutely right was how well Natalie was written. And if they just kind of like, yeah, we're getting on with her now, she can just do other things, I will be so mad. She's one of my favourites as well. Anyway, next meme. I will reduce all characters' brain cells in order to believe my stupid lies. Hedge has a Lila agenda for this one. I will ruin Alia's character into believing my lies, even though Alia is smarter than that and knows that her best friend is Ladybug. Gang of secrets, what I'm telling you. I will somehow teleport into the basement and steal the butterfly Miraculous, even though it makes no sense. I am literally the best character in the show, right? Right? I really hope we get an explanation for how she actually got the Miraculous. My only thoughts are, so we saw it fall into the water, and as Marinette explains after the wish, she transformed into Aquabug, she tried to find it, she couldn't. The only things I can think is that water, because it was like a green colour, led to the sewers somehow, and Lila was able to find it. How she would know where it would go exactly, I don't know. However, the sewers do seem to have a pretty open access to everyone, like in episodes like Desperado. Luca and Adrian escape down there fairly easily. In Chilin, Roger chases Cat Noir through the sewers for a little bit. Like, no one seems like weird about it. I don't even know how to get into the sewers in this country, nor would I want to, even if I could. No thank you. No. I'm pretty sure real sewers don't actually look like that. I'm pretty sure they're much more disgusting than just some slightly strange coloured water. But like, the sewers seem pretty open. Like in Mega Leech, Millen and Marinette escaped down there from the mini maledictators. You know what I mean? Like, they're really accessible. So my only thoughts is that water is sewage water, which would make sense since the murder basement is a basement. It's a crypt. It's underground, even though it has a massive window. It's underground. Somehow, some way, somewhere, I don't know. Geography of this Paris, don't know. But then how Lila would guarantee it would go to where she wanted it to be, don't know. And plus Marinette doesn't say it led off anywhere else, so I don't know. But also, like, when Lila arrives, there's a massive hole in the floor. I'm pretty sure she doesn't know the entrance down to the crypt, so she wouldn't know it's the elevator. And also, like, where was she hiding? Because not long after she arrives, Marinette destroys the lift shaft. And also at that point, if Lila was down there, she would absolutely know Marinette was Ladybug. I would like an explanation for that, please. Next meme. When you're upset but still love food. Oh my god, Tiki. I agree. I don't love all food. I'm a very picky eater, but I get you. The other night, it was Matthew's birthday. Matthew, my brother's, who's sometimes on the channel. And I got really sad before our tea arrived. He wanted takeaway pizza for tea for his birthday. And I got really sad and I was like, no, I'm not going to enjoy the pizza. I got really sad. There's nothing worse than being sad right before you eat your favourite food or one of your favourite foods, because then you're not going to enjoy it. Luckily, I managed to cheer myself up like 2 minutes before it arrived, but I was just like, I want to enjoy this. I've been looking forward to this. Like, I've known we were having this pizza for like a month in advance. And I was so sad. Next meme. Adrian fragrance, Marinette fragrance. Oh, these are actually adorable though. You made these. Oh, these are so cute. The Adrian one looks a little bit like mouthwash, not gonna lie to you, but they look adorable. Okay, so the final meme of the meme review is the meme review of viewer submission meme. The instructions are on the screen, but basically there is a link below to join my Discord server. And I mean, you don't have to submit a meme, you can just come for a good time. It's really fun, everyone's really nice, and if you want to submit a meme for the meme review, it has to be a meme you've made. You put it in the channel and everyone votes on it. So this week's winner was Gabe. Alia and her sisters in a ponytail. I would watch the absolute heck out of this. I love Barbie films. Barbie films, amazing. Which video did I talk about? I was in the Adrian and like comparing him to just Ken, because that's what Thomas Astrucker compared him to, and I'm like, Barbie and Ken were never created equally. Barbie is the main character and she is fine without Ken, but Marinette and Adrian, after all you've told us about the balance and stronger together and the Miraculouses are yin and yang and creation, destruction, opposites of each other, they're meant to be equal, so Anyway, but I would watch this movie, absolutely, yes all the way. So there you go, besties. That's the end of the meme review for this week. I'd love to know what your favourite meme was, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!